You're listening to Heather's Do Vegas. Join your go-to duo for all things celebrity gossip, reality TV reviews, fashion tips, and of course, all the inside scoop on Sin City.
Is that going on your podcast?
Hello and welcome to Heather's Do Vegas. I'm Heather Ashley.
I'm Heather Nichole. Hi, Heather. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Will you be my Valentine?
Always.
Yeah. Every
Forever.
day.
Yes.
Awesome. Good. I can check that box.
I will let you sleep in on vacation.
Oh, all right. We're a match made in heaven.
Yes. We got to play that game. Agree or disagree.
Right. Oh, too funny. Oh my gosh, what an action-packed weekend. We just come off the Super Bowl, which was a lot of fun. What did you think of it?
I mean, as far as the game, it was, I've seen better games, right? You always want the Super Bowl to be a little bit close. I did actually read what happened when a team doesn't even come close to what they predict for the spread as far as bets. Because you imagine those people that took the outside bet must have made a ton of money.
Oh, I would imagine. Yeah. It was the most dismal game I've ever seen. That was so sad.
I think I stopped watching closely second quarter when there was no score from the Chiefs.
Yeah. No, I agree. The halftime show was pretty interesting. Did you enjoy it?
I mean, it was more visually stunning than Rihanna's, right? And it was more visually stunning than Snoop, the D-O-double-G. But I can't say that I know a lot of his songs, Kendrick. It was
Yeah.
it was fun.
Yeah. No, he put on a show for sure, which I think helped make up for that his songs are not terribly mainstream or commercial.
I did think it was crazy that I called out that was Serena Williams, and it sure was, in fact, Serena Williams.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely made sure to make every effort to do the Drake diss in his.
And meanwhile, Drake was giving out 50 grand at his concert. He gave out 20 grand to one person because it was their birthday, and 25 grand to another person because they got married. I was like, that's a first.
Interesting. And Taylor got booed.
Yes.
She was a little shocked.
I mean, I need a moment for her outfit.
Yeah.
That was phenomenal.
She looks cute. She looked cute for sure. You know who else was looking cute was Jordan Hudson, Bill Belichick's 24-year-old girlfriend.
What was she wearing?
Have you seen these two? Well, she had a couple of outfits over the weekend, but the real stunner was the two of them on the red carpet for the football honors.
I saw that.
With this giant cutout on the side, and woof, I mean, they're quite an interesting couple. I mean, he's in his 70s. And then they were both featured in the Dunkin' Donuts commercial during the game.
I thought that was interesting. I actually went back and watched that commercial until I got to the point where Jeremy Strong popped out of the coffee grinds, and I was like, it was 6 minutes. I was like, I'm done.
It got a little bizarre.
And I'm a Jeremy Strong fan.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was a weird one of him, but then again, I think he's probably a weird guy to begin with.
Yeah, he said he was leaning into the method acting.
Yeah. All right. Well,
but I did see Bill and his girlfriend, and kudos to them for what goes on behind closed doors is, probably a lot of napping. I don't know.
I have a feeling she lets him sleep in every day, even when it's not vacation.
She's probably like, dee, dee, dee. He wakes up. She's
yeah. And I have a feeling she's deep sneaking in from being out at night when he's like, you go, girl, have fun with your friends. Oh my gosh. Well, we're in the season of love, and I came across this article that kind of shocked me because, everybody's like, oh, love, love is in the air. But there's also scams in the air when it comes to this time of year. And I read that in the US alone, there are $1.4 billion in romance scams. So I guess people reporting that they've been scammed in some way where, someone's reaching out to them with a romantic pretense.
Mm-hmm.
And really it's to get money out of them or scam them.
Yes.
And so I thought, they gave you a really good list of signs to look for. And I thought, well, let's just throw them out. I mean, it's nothing mind blowing. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have heard of this, but I mean, one of the bigger ones that's been happening is the whole celebrity AI, or even just people using AI to create images of, oh, I'm in a hospital or I'm sick. You heard about that one lady where she thought Brad Pitt was,
Yes.
she was dating Brad Pitt.
I was like trying to figure out where I did see that. Yeah. And then I read that an article in its entirety. I'm like, at what point did she not need a FaceTime from Brad Pitt to validate that she was paying his bills?
Exactly. I mean, wouldn't that be the first thing that you would do, is like get all your friends together and be like, Brad, you need to FaceTime me. We got to see you.
Or did they actually like check her search history for "I hate Angelina Jolie" searches? I mean,
right.
That was mind blowing to me.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I think somebody cherry picked her for sure.
I haven't seen the scams information, but I have seen a lot of movement away from apps for dating. They're really trying to change it to like, meetups in person, or like that. There's that first match where you go on a dinner with 6 people, 3 women, 3 men, to try and change, because it's, the culture's changing a little bit, right? Because there's been so many dating apps for so long that
yeah, people are so skeptical, I would right with them.
But with that being said, I tell you this all the time. I don't think people meet people in real life. I think it's very rare.
It's probably a very rare situation.
I
mean, it's gotta happen, but very rare. Speaking of something rare that I saw was funny, because we've talked about Skims before, Kim Kardashian. And she has this new promo video out where she is literally, she calls herself the fairy butt mother.
Yeah, I saw part of it.
And she's showing this girl how she can get a rack and a butt with her Skims products. And the girl's like, "Who are you?" She's like, "I'm your fairy butt mother." I mean,
and her eyebrows are too light for her short bob.
Too funny. I mean, I don't know.
One day we're going to come across Skims in a store.
Look, I wouldn't mind trying on a little butt Skims and see what that does for me.
Like with pads?
Yeah, whatever she's got going on in there, gives you a little extra something.
Yeah.
I'd give that a go. I'd give it a run.
She needs to send it to Hotel Retail.
Yes, she does.
We'd already have it.
Oh, I know. That would be a fun video, trying on.
No. No, ma'am. No. No, ma'am.
Oh my gosh. Solo video. Oh my gosh. Who we can't stop hearing about is the Blake and Justin. Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni fiasco. And you've heard this whole thing where she sent the text to Justin about calling Taylor Swift and her husband her 2 dragons, and comparing her to Khaleesi from Game of Thrones. And kind of got me thinking. I was trying to just put myself in her mindset of trying to flex her powerful influence. And now, granted, she didn't go about it the right way in this case. I'm not saying what she did is right, but it did make me think, to ask the question, you have friends or people in your circle that are influential in some way that you can leverage to your advantage,
Mm-hmm.
do you do that?
No.
No.
I don't personally.
Mhm.
I think it can change the
Mhm.
dynamic of that relationship forever moving
Mhm.
forward.
But do you think maybe the people with the power, they think this is value that I bring to the friendship or this person, and
I mean,
they
maybe.
don't
Do you
mind?
do you think so?
I'm just, I think it can exist.
I think what happened on this situation is neither one of them knew she was talking to people like that, meaning
Yeah.
Ryan or Taylor. Do I think that Taylor is actually mad at her? Yeah.
Yeah. It seems to be so.
I'm gonna say they are never ever getting back together. We'll see, but I'm gonna say, I mean, I think
Yeah.
Taylor is very careful with her image,
Hmm.
and I just think that she doesn't want anything to tarnish the image. So
Yeah.
we'll see. Okay, and to continue on with the Blake and Justin thing, right? I know Chelsea Handler said it was the thing that's kept us all distracted with the state of the weather and the fires. I think that's very interesting because what I think we're seeing is things that happen behind the scenes in Hollywood that no one talks about. So I think as far as what she does with, wielding her dragons or texting Justin or Justin going over to their house, I think that's the normal cadence of how movie stars are catered to and or work behind the scenes. It's very much like friends having a conversation of, hey, what do you want to shoot in the scene tomorrow, right? What are your thoughts on that? Because I have a follow-up to this as well.
Yeah. No, I think you're right about the behind the scenes, how Hollywood operates, and seeing how also people who are high powered in that industry are treat someone who they think is less than. And from all of the other commentaries that that I hear from other podcasts and just pop culture experts, it's it's very well known that that's kind of how things operate and how it rolls. It's not ever brought out for mass consumption for the
Mm-hmm.
entire world to see.
There's an
Mhm.
unspoken, we keep this between us because we are celebrities.
Right.
But with that being said, I also think, and don't judge me for this. I'll let, whatever platform I'm watching on roll through to the next, whatever it recommends. And I end up watching part of that. So I've watched a couple of the Diddy documentaries, and my
Mhm.
new opinion is that I am not sure he'll do Hard Time because I think there's so much money involved behind the scenes that any witness can and will be, prevented from testifying.
Mhm.
Because once they lost Cassie, they essentially lost the Me Too part of it, right? And
Mhm.
because she had the video in the hall. But I bring this up only because when his few assistants have come forward, again, you're seeing what happens behind the scene in Hollywood being leaked. For none of those people to be his assistant for 24 years, over the course of 24 years, to come forward.
Mhm. Yeah.
I just think that I am now going to be surprised if he gets convicted.
Hmm. Okay.
There's too many people along the way that haven't come forward. There's
Mhm.
real fear out there.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be an interesting ride, and yeah, I don't know. I definitely don't have my mind made up about it, so we'll see.
If you catch any, I mean,
Mhm.
any of them, definitely, you're
Mhm.
like, it's beyond hundreds of people being complicit. It's beyond that.
Mhm. All right, more to follow on that. This is another interesting one as we get close to the Academy Awards. The movie Amelia Perez. Did you end up seeing that?
I've gone back to that movie a couple times, but that
Yeah.
opening montage with, it has a very long song,
Hmm.
and you
Yeah.
also have to watch the screen for the closed cap, the
Yeah, you got to juggle a lot. There's a lot going on there. You're right. And like I said, I just fast forwarded through the musical numbers, and I felt like I got a great experience out of the movie. But so one of the leads in there, the woman that plays the transgender woman, a few years back, not that long ago, but a few years back, she made somewhat racist remarks on X, or maybe it was still Twitter then, but at any rate, somebody found them, pulled them up. They told her to really lay low for the Oscars. This came out after she had been nominated. Carla Gascon is her name. And a couple days later, she went and pulled out. She withdrew her nomination, which it's too bad. It's sad because she's very good in the movie.
That's because no one deserves online hate. We got to stop doing that online. You can't hide.
Yeah.
You can't do that to other people. You just can't.
Lesson to be learned. Kind of related, quick side story that I heard when I was listening to what was going on with Carla Gascon. Apparently, when Bruce Jenner, now Caitlyn, was married to his first wife knew that he wanted to transition, and she kept that secret for a really long time. And according to her, she said, hey, why don't maybe you transition? And like in the movie, the reason why this is kind of all related is because in the movie, it was a similar situation where Bruce contemplated transitioning and staying around the house as the aunt. And he wanted to name the Aunt Heather.
I did see something about Heather in an article that popped up.
I don't know how you went from Heather to Caitlyn, but
so Heather was his second choice. It was tied with Caitlyn for his name. He went back and forth for a while before he landed on Caitlyn. So I think he just landed on Kate. He wanted Heather, but he landed on Caitlyn because it was a K.
There you go. Gosh. Crazy. So Beverly Hills Housewives was a pretty good episode.
Did you really think so?
I'm liking the group being divided in these last two. Yeah. I think it's been a refreshing change.
I just thought it was, like an episode of a family show where you get taught a lesson at the end. Not on brand for Housewives at all. And then I'm like very intrigued to see Erica's before and after HGTV of her house.
I know, right? No, I'm excited for her. It's going to be really cute. I think her place is adorable. I mean, every time I see that little casita cabana, I want to come over. I need a little pool party over there. What do you think of Sutton's mom and that whole dynamic?
I mean, I think they had a full circle moment of, this is what you do. This is what upsets me. We can do better. Let's make it better moving forward. And she was heard. She is very, very similar to her mom.
Yeah.
Her mom was charming nonetheless. I mean, they're both beautiful, right? They look so similar. You can totally tell that's her mom.
Yeah. I thought it was funny how she thought she's not like her mom and very critical of her mother's personality and the way she interacts. But, when you go back to the montage or you think back to all these other scenes where she snips at people and she's kind of nasty.
I could watch a whole show with just Avi.
Oh,
when he was in the kitchen, he was like, girl, and then he like, and then Garcella's like leaving the room.
Oh my gosh. I know. Avi is the breakout star.
I need him.
For sure.
I need more of him.
Yeah.
Put him on Denise's show.
He's like the modern day. What were some of those sitcoms? Was it Mr. Belvedere, where he was like the male, housekeeper?
No, I'm too young for that show.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Avi, he's great. And then, oh my gosh. So this whole Dorit thing with her divorce, I feel like we're rinsing and repeating every episode. when are we going to see finally just the throat gets cut? Like, give us something good.
I mean, I left that conversation going, I kind of want to see PK and Mauricio partying now. I mean, that would be fun to watch. I'm sure the two of them are like,
Yeah, they're like
quite the duo.
Laurel and Hardy, I'm sure.
Oh no, I see. I'm thinking they're more like Bill Belichick and and his girlfriend.
And then didn't you die? I don't think it was, maybe it was the episode before where Kathy Hilton just shades PK with,
She
first of
calls
all,
him.
doesn't remember his name, calls him PJ. And then she says, she's asking Dorit how old he is or what their age difference is. And Dorit says 6 or 50. She's like, oh, I thought he was 56 when I met him 10 years ago.
And then they cut to her in the interview and she's like, well, I'm still with Rick because we just like to do the same things. And I'm thinking to myself, who is she shading with that comment? Like, who doesn't like to do the same things there?
Right.
Either
well, no one's married anymore, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
What do you think of Bose's Bo Keeley? You think this guy is like, I don't know, I feel like he's not really in it.
It's hard to say, isn't it? The whole not saying you're in love thing is bizarre, right? Especially for them to look at building a future together with a child. But I also think to myself, she does not come across that soft at all.
Right.
Like, I can see her running companies. It's kind of hard to flip that switch, right? So I imagine in a relationship, she's like, come pick me up at 7, right? And then you're at 7:05 and she's like writing you up because she's used to being in charge.
Right. And that's funny.
It's just the energy that she's like, masculine energy.
Right, masculine energy. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't have high hopes for them. I'm not sure if that's gonna last.
They're still together. So since they finished filming, they've been together this whole time.
They're still together. She's not pregnant that you know of.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Are you going to watch the Alec Baldwin, Hilaria Baldwin with their kids reality show? It's coming out.
I mean, I feel like I have to.
Soon. Yeah.
Anything with the Baldwins is interesting because they were raised in a large family with a very strict upbringing. So that's always a good watch.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to check it out.
When does that start? Soon?
So not this Sunday, I believe, but the following. Yeah, like the 24th or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, she just cracks me up. I'm interested to see more of her personality. Because all I can think of is her whole thing where she said she's from Spain and she's really not, and she has this pretend accent, and 7 kids though, right? Oh my gosh. Insane.
I mean,
you got help. You got help with 7 kids. There's just no way around.
In total, I don't know if that's just the 2 of them or because he's got grown children.
I think that's the 2 of them alone. 7. Yikes! Oh my gosh. It's Valentine's Day this weekend. Thought we could share some of our favorite romantic things to do / places to go in Vegas, and any like little fun anecdotal stories that we have relating around any of them. All right, so I'll let you go first.
My old school place to go that was always fun, and ironically, when I was in college, I was dating this guy and I left a rose on his doorstep. And then when I got home, he had left a rose on my doorstep because he saw that I had done it. But we used to walk around, like some of the pools here in Vegas at the hotels you used to be able to just walk around the pools. And I like the Flamingo was such a beautiful lagoon. That's actually what we actually walked around the pool. So I always thought that was kind of romantic where you're talking to each other. And there's always a bridge over the pool. So it's romantic to me.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Especially when the weather's nice.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, that makes it fun.
Which right now it's always, good for outside.
Yeah. All right, so I've got an old school one that I thought of as the Peppermill
Yes.
over on Las Vegas Boulevard, and it has not changed much over the years. And it's such a cool, you remember the scene in Casino they filmed in there. And there's been plenty of other movies filmed in there, but it was a real famous scene where they're sitting at the fire pit and he puts a brooch on her dress and gives her some cash to like go play
Who,
slot
Ginger?
machine. Yeah. And then Ginger comes back without change.
I don't remember that one. I haven't seen that movie in so long.
Oh, you got to take notes on Ginger, how to date like Ginger.
And I'm like a diehard Naomi Malone person, so Showgirls. I mean, another place that I love is Hugo's Wine Cellar. That's
Yes.
always a good, reliable one. But I will say, they don't let you do a reservation at Peppermill.
Okay.
So Peppermill's kind of by itself. So there's not anything really close that you can walk to. Used to be next to the Riviera, which I
Yeah.
think is still that are still building that property. But
Yeah, it's its
Hugo's,
own
you can do a
destination.
reservation. They do give women roses, I think, still.
Mm-hmm.
They prepare your
Aw.
Caesar salad tableside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's always a
Well,
good one.
you can't go wrong with Eiffel Tower at
Yes.
Paris. That's a great
Watching
one.
Bellagio. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I've had dinner there once or twice. It's beautiful, and even just walking around that area, it's kind of it's some Parisian romance, you know, right around there. So yeah, that's a good one. Another one I thought was fun, which definitely is a sexy date, is the Dita Von Teese show.
Yes, we went to that last year. We were pleasantly surprised. It was really fun to watch. Very
Yeah.
gorgeous, very old school Vegas showgirl show. Dita's beautiful. The choreographed numbers were amazing. You cannot record, so you can't have your phone
Right.
out. They will give you one warning before kicking you out.
Those costumes were phenomenal. Oh, and the other thing I thought was fun was that the ensemble of the cast was not just female showgirls, but they had men dressed as basically showgirls as well, with the full headdress and the feathers and the capes.
It was visually stunning all the way around, especially when she's got like the diamond brassieres on. Gorgeous.
That was a
And
really
her real
fun
name
show.
is actually Heather. Fun fact.
Fun fact. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Oh, how about getting married at the airport?
Is that
For a
a
short
thing now?
time, they do a pop-up wedding chapel at the airport.
Hmm.
So you could just fly in, get married at the airport, get something at Hudson News, and
No.
fly out.
Mm-mm.
No, not
No.
your style.
Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh. I like Oscars at the Plaza Hotel. So that's downtown, and this is Oscar Goodman's restaurant. And another scene that was filmed in Casino, it was uh, Joe Pesci, the lady that plays his wife, the Ginger character, Robert De Niro, the four of them having dinner. And it has this glass dome on the top. So you can see all the lights in the hotels while you're sitting there having dinner. So it's like that old Vegas vibe,
Yeah.
like the leather booths or probably vinyl booths. I would say they're leather. Martinis and the whole thing. So that's always a fun.
I haven't been there forever.
Yeah. And then another one I think people are doing are they get matching tattoos.
No.
Would you do that?
No.
No.
I mean, you could probably talk me into getting a tattoo at any time, but it's going to be, like a Phoebe Buffet tattoo where it's tiny.
Okay.
But I think I've tried to talk you into getting a tattoo before.
Yeah, I haven't been able to been, I come close and I think about it and I contemplate it, but I've never been able to
Pull the trigger.
actually pull the trigger. Nope. Um, this is one I want to check out. Fountain Blue, if you're listening, the Poodle Club.
Mm-hmm.
Poodle Club, Poodle Bar up at the top of Fountain Blue. This is their private club, membership club, and I've heard about it a little bit and would definitely love to check it out. I'm sure the views are amazing.
Yeah, sign me up. I
Mhm.
mean, Fountain Blue is gorgeous all the way around, so
Mhm.
definitely on my list. Putting that on my
Yeah,
list.
which would be a great place, just like Eiffel Tower, to get engaged. I could see it's a really romantic setting.
Yes.
So not any more romantic though than going to a strip club slash
Mm-hmm.
adult bookstore. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, now that's a good
The
time.
2-for-1. Yes. You can get your
Mhm.
needs for the after party.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a creative idea. If you're looking to have a little bit more of a creative romantic, and you can learn a lot about somebody from those types of experiences. I'm not saying, like I personally go and do that all the time, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it's creative. If you were out, if you were dating somebody and they wanted to take you to the adult bookstore, what would you say? Would you do it?
Um, Dates 1 through in the first 6 months? No.
Okay.
That's a red flag for me. I
Yeah,
think
after
that
that.
it's not necessarily bad on that guy because I think there's just men out there that value a sexual connection more than anything else. But the difference
Mhm.
today is they own that now and they kind of put that out first. Like they let you know
Sure.
that. They qualify you for if they read whether or not they think you're the same.
Hmm. Okay, that's a
So,
good point.
I mean, consent is everything right now. So, as it should have
Yeah,
always been, but
right. I hear you.
somebody has to tell
But
Diddy that.
Woo. The Smith Center is always great. Shows, going to see something at the smaller cabaret theater is
Oh
really
gosh.
cool.
Myron's is one of the
Hmm.
best places to go on a date. It's a small venue and it's lined with like chiffon curtains. So every seat in there has a view of the stage. It's usually one singer. I can't believe we haven't been together. And then you can order food to your table off a QR menu, and it's like assortment
Hmm.
of like charcuterie or small
Hmm.
bites, and it's just a really spectacular evening.
Yeah, highly recommend. And of course, the main theater is state of the art, gorgeous, spectacular. And then, so last but not least, sky jump at the Stratosphere. You were just there recently.
Yes, so I didn't realize that when I was at the top of Stratosphere that there were people doing the sky jump. So if you go to my Instagram at Heather Weather, you can see where I filmed the guys jumping directly in front of me, and they looked terrified. Not only that, but when you watch
Hmm.
the videos, you can hear the people scream that are
Hmm.
standing behind us. And as they free fall, this electric cord, this metal cord unwinds, and it moves the whole ground of the stratosphere, and it makes this noise and like goes at a furious pace. You're like looking at when it was last inspected because you're like, these are just normal people suiting up the guys and making sure they're good to go, and then they're like locked and loaded within 5 minutes of coming out from the dressing room. Essentially, I don't know, wherever they put the suits on. I would never do that, but good luck if you want to.
Good luck. Yeah. I
Got
saw
you first.
they were doing like couples jumps.
The same time.
It okay, good point. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But you never know. It depends on what your idea of romance is. So if you're a thrill seeker, there you go.
Yeah, good for the
Cool.
list, but not for the
Yeah.
nerves.
Yeah. Well, that does it for us. Remember, everybody, you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And we do have a video cast on YouTube, so you can see all of our episodes in video.
And then like us, subscribe us, comment, let us know where you're going in Vegas. We can run into you. Give us a
Yes,
thumbs up.
let us know. Hey, well, until next time, don't do anything
We wouldn't
we
do.
wouldn't do. Bye.